All right, in this video, I'm going to be going over 3 areas. Now, the 2 areas I'm going to be discussing that are better than Miami and better than West Palm, and then I'm going to get into the area that I do believe is better than. Now, in this particular video, we're just going to be going over price points in homes. We're going to keep it very simple. We're going to give you the low side, we're going to give you the average, and we're going to give you the high side. Now, these are also properties that are built after 2024, so considered new construction, and also they're going to be between 2,000 and 2,200 square feet under air. Now, these are all in Southeast Florida, so let's dive in. I'm going to share my screen with you here and show you these areas. All right, so the first area, we're going to go from south to north, and I always say that as you go from south to north, the price per square foot goes down, or the average price of the home goes down. All right, so I have a box here around Miami. Now, this is, again, homes that are built after 2024, so that kind of new construction, and they're between 2,000 and 2,200 square feet, just so I could give you that kind of average home that people are in. We can do this for any kind of price point or square footage and age. So what you see here is Miami. It's this big box around Miami. I didn't include Homestead because that's really farther south. Not a lot of people consider that Miami. Now let's look at the statistics on this because they're very, very telling. Now, on the low side, you're looking at $620,000 on the low side. So finding a new property built after 2024 in Miami, you're looking at, on the low side, $620,000. On the average side, you're looking at $1,072,000 and change. All right, $1,072,000 and change for a 2,000 to 2,200 square foot home built after 2024. That's the average. The high side is $1,550,000. So if you're looking for a newer home in the Miami area, low side, again, $620,000. Then you're looking on average, a little bit over $1 million. And then on that high side, you're looking at $1,550,000. All right, the next area we're going to look at is up in West Palm Beach. All right, so West Palm Beach is a little farther north. It's about a 45-minute drive north from Miami with no traffic. Now, if you're talking about traffic is going to be, it could be upwards of 2.5 hours it's taken me before. That aside, as a crow flies, no traffic, you're looking at 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how far north in West Palm Beach you go. Okay, so I have here, this is Boca's about as far south as West Palm Beach is considered. It's really considered another town, but I include it with West Palm Beach. I also include Jupiter here. Now, we cover this whole area. We'll go down into Miami, but we do cover West Palm Beach, Boca, Delray, Jupiter. We can cover all those areas for you to Cuesta. We are also up a little farther north, which I'm going to show you here in a second. Let's get into the statistics here on the low and the average and the high. On the low side, you're looking in West Palm Beach around $560,000 for that built after 2024, which between 2,000 and 2,200 square feet. The average is $829,000. Let's call it $830,000. Let's round it up. So the average price for that home is around $830,000. On the high side, similar to Miami, $1.5 million between 2,000 and 2,200 square feet. On that high side, that's going to be $1,500,000. Now, here's the area I want to show you that I do think is better than West Palm.
Wow.
And this is better than West Palm from a price point, okay? You might need to be, 15 minutes to Miami. That's a wholly different story. This is just a better than when we're considering price of that home. Again, we can do this in all different ranges and that. I'm just doing this as giving you a general idea. So Miami is down here. This is my little, shows you the distance up here. It's about 103 miles. So, how can you get 103 miles? Well, if you're going, 70 miles an hour, as the crow flies, you could get up to Port St. Lucie in about 2 hours. All right. Now, again, with traffic going through Miami traffic, West Palm traffic, Fort Lauderdale traffic, totally different story. All right. So this is Port St. Lucie. All right. And I know some of you out there are going to go, Port St. Lucie, Port St. Lousy. Yeah, I just get such a bad rap, and it bums me out because it's a nice town to live in. So you can see that these are all sold properties. So I wanted to mention that as well. These are all sold. You can see that there's a lot more opportunity up in Port St. Lucie, built after 2024, 2,000 to 2,200 square feet. Now let's get into the numbers for the low side, the average side, and the high side. On the average side, you're looking at $480,000, a little bit of change there, so let's just keep it at $480,000. And then on the high side, you're looking at $657,000, okay? So much lower on that high side that you can see of $1,500,000 and $1,550,000. And I'm going to just break these numbers down for you real quick. All right. So Miami versus West Palm, On the average, Miami going to West Palm, so that's just going from south to north, you're looking about a $250,000 difference for that same home. If you're going from Miami to Port St. Lucie, so comparing, so Miami to West Palm was $250, Miami to Port St. Lucie, you're looking at a $500,000 difference on the average. This is the average. I didn't want to go high, low, and I'm just going average. Now, if we go West Palm, so that's $500,000 difference between Miami and Port St. Lucie. And also with West Palm to Port St. Lucie, the average is about $500,000 lower as well. By the way, hey, if you're curious, give us a call because we can run these same statistics for you in any area. So just reach out to us. We'd love to have a conversation with you or a Zoom, and we can really break it down within, 15, 20 minutes for what makes sense to you. So I think this is hopefully going to be helpful to you, that your difference between Miami, West Palm, and Port St. Lucie for that newer home is very, very significant. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, reach out. We cover luxury property. We cover entry-level home. We do it all. So all you got to do is reach out to us. We'd love to have a conversation. We'll see you on the next video.